Peace, peace, family. We are back.
And the ancestors are looking out for us. God Hayes is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the Pope chair under it. Scroll down, look at the Pope chair under it.
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young.
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Flown lekker. Peace.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Peace, peace, family. We got it ready. We're getting you in the building, getting you ready for Tahuti. As you can see, we got the Cuban cigar that they gave us at Cosmere. And I was thinking about all the artifacts that I collected when I was going over there, and what they mean, and why this dude gave me this Cuban cigar. Right? And it's like, yes, it's a celebration. That's what we won, and we won in Cuba. And at the time, I kind of understood what he was saying, because of what Rob been saying, just all the stuff that I put together about Cuba, and by when Noble Jew Ali went to Havana, Cuba, and did what he did. So it's all connected with this, with Cuba. Something about Cuba, right? So you're kicking it live with Tahuti, man. And people was asking me, some people was asking me, who is Tahuti? And we was like, okay, these guys either, we don't know. Maybe they really don't know who Tahuti is. And so we'll explain who Tahuti is. Now, Tahuti, one of his names is Ningazita. And keep in mind, the question becomes the answer. Keep in mind, the question becomes the answer when you say who is Tahuti. Right? But when you say who Tahuti is, one of his names is Ningazita. Ningazita is Inky's son. Inky's son. Right? Now, when we came back as the Orion group, Tahuti was the one that was keeping the records and notes. Now, we was responsible for coming back here and setting up schools. Tahuti is one of the ones who was a traveler and went around the planet setting up these schools and reactivating a lot of these temples that we had already set up for different reasons. But he reactivated a lot of the pyramids as temples, and reactivated the city of the gods down in Old Mexum, down in the peninsula in that area, right? So and also we set up the center point because remember we told you shout out Mariah, I think is Mark's daughter, and to the mother, we have nothing but good intentions. We not bad guys. We the good guys. I'm telling you, man. The bad guys, they wouldn't be telling you what we know. You know what I'm saying? We the good guys. But remember when we sat up the on courtside seats with Tahuti, and we told you the game is about controlling center square. And then we see it got against the gold pyramid that we had for center square. We set up a center square in a city called Atlantis, where the power source was, as far as to power this grid that Tahuti was setting up, the power grid. And make a long story short, the reptilians, the brothers of the darkness, attacked us and sunk the power station. Right now, we had more. We had another grid set up, a power station set up in Antarctica as well, which they later found and reactivated. But the center square, the center point was the Atlantic. The Atlantic. He who controlled the Atlantic controlled center square. So, in this time, if you study about Atlantis, it was a place where before ancient Kemet became the school, the original school was in Atlantis. And Tahuti, he wrote a lot of books. Tahuti wrote a lot of books. See, you already know about the Emerald Tablets, right? That's the one that they tell you about all the time. But he wrote thousands of other books, Tahuti. All right, we're going to break down who Tahuti is more in detail. But he wrote thousands of books. And these books we had in the library, the hardback or the certain copy to where we could put that. It was written on like crystals. It was written on crystal. Like say, okay, Tahuti want me to break that down. I got him, Tahuti. All right, so he says, okay, so he was writing these books and they was put on crystals. And all you had to do is put this crystal to a certain type of device, and you can read the whole book in 3D form, in real reality, 3D reality, like a movie almost. Really put it pretty much like better than a movie, right? And he'll have these books, these crystals, and then what we begin to do is be able to load these crystals up and then print it out on digital type paper, more advanced paper than even what we're using right now, and began making the books and printing the books up in hardback copies and making copies of them and giving them, taking them all over to the different schools that we had set up, right? So we'll get into that. We don't mess with that Ouija board. That ain't our alchemy right there. That's the dark side, right? We don't mess with that Ouija board. Yeah, but we'll get into a little bit of the more the alchemical side in a minute. But we were just building you up on what went down. So when they attacked us, it was 32 masters with Tahuti that was assigned to come and teach, spread the information, and get the planet back. Teach the humans, get the planet back on its right course, so these people can take control of their own planet. And Tahuti was doing a good job. It wasn't. This is later on. This hasn't had nothing to do with family beef. This is after the Anarchies. This is when we came back as Natharus. This ain't had nothing to do with a family beef at this time, because we was all one side when we came back. But eventually, our family beef did pick up when Satuk come along, but really before that, when with Ra and the other brothers, But like I said, that's the older storyline. But the new storyline is between Osiris and Satut and Ra, Murdoch, the brothers, Tahuti. Tahuti was more the neutral one. Tahuti really stayed out the way. He didn't get involved in the battle between the brothers. The two brothers that were battling, or the cousin, then Ertu and Nergal were trying to battle Murdoch with the help of Enlil and Anana. Right? They were trying to bomb Murdoch and trap him in the pyramids. And he was trapped there, but eventually he got released. Right? When Anu came and told him that Anu forgave him for what he did, and they had to release him. Because once Anu decreed that he was a freeman, or that whatever he did that he was forgiven for, everybody had to stand suit. And they was mad about that too. Yeah, but once they attacked Atlantis, we left in Tahuti's ship, and we went over to ancient Kemet with the books, the original crystals that the information was stored on. And then we set up, and we began to do, because we had beat them, but they still had sunk the source. We had beat them, and they still had sunk the source. These Dragonian reptilians, and then we went over to ancient Kemet, and then we started doing the same thing over there, where Tahuti said that he put his ship under the Sphinx, right? And he had these crystals, and they started a print press in ancient Kemet, and that print press went on for a while, to where people were coming there all the way up into Mansa Musa and Abu Bakr and buying books and shit from ancient Kemet. Ancient Kemet was set up like this. It was like a college school, like in the temple of Luxor, and in certain temples they were schools. Those pyramids were not made for tombs for people to be buried in, like they tell people. I'm telling you, man. Them pyramids are older than that. Older than that. They were schools. Schools of afterlife and right knowledge and real science and alchemy of Tahuti. Yeah, so like Tahuti, he built boats. The yacht that the rich billionaire guys drive around on, Tahuti them already had a yacht back in the day, and helicopters, and they had remote control shit, like where they could call their aircraft on their watch. They got watches on, they could call they crack UFOs down and shit. They could beam them up. They had all this. Tahuti had this. Right? And like I say, the main part was like the alchemical part is two sides to that shit. Like the one side is the real science of mixing chemicals and cooking and just altering the molecules of things, altering, speeding up and slowing down the vibration of things. That's one side to the alchemy. You know, turning water into wine, moonshine, you know, beer, mirror making, cutting somebody's hair and having them a fresh fade. You know what I'm saying? Fresh fade, that's alchemy. Because it's anything that takes form, that where you showing an art form, that's alchemy. Alchemy is art form. You know what I'm saying? So even playing basketball in a certain, like when you go to play NBA 2K on the video game, you see that they have, when you go create your guy, you got a different types of crossovers, and you got different types of jump shots or whatever. And so it's a style. Everybody got their own style. You know what I'm saying? So Tahuti, he got style. Right? Tahuti got style, man. He got flavor. More flavor than the 9 layers, man. You know what I'm saying? Tahuti got more flavor than 9 layers. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, I ain't never seen him get scared. I ain't never seen him get nervous. Nothing. He always on point. I'm telling you. Like, he always crosses his T's and dot his I's. Tahuti. Right? So, yeah. So we out to control center square, and something about Cuba. Rod, we're gonna get back to you on that, Rod. Something about Cuba and controlling the center square. Cuba got to be like the neighbor. Something about Cuba, man. I'm telling you, and that's why they was after Fidel Castro. Yeah, you're a barber, you're an alchemist, man. You're a high power alchemist, especially if you can do a fresh fade, and that joint be hidden when a cat walk out of there, he look totally different. He look, brand. You got to freshen them up, You're a high power alchemist if you're a barber, if you're a hairstylist, if you cook, if you're a chef, you're a high power alchemist, right? And the craft that you do, and the craft that you master, and you got to have style. Your style got to be different from everybody else's. Thing is, you can take style from other people, but you got to create your own style from it. Like, you could take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, and make your own style. And that's what we did. We took, the master teacher's work, Dr. Malachi Z. York, Free Chief Black Eagle Thunderbird. We took the master teacher's work. Then we took other scholars that found perspectives as well. Some people might not like, like Steve Coakley, Taj Tariq Bey. We took these people's perspective into consideration. Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark on the ancient Kemetic teachings, and Ashra Kwesi, and these brothers, Dr. Phil Valentine, Bobby Hemmett, these brothers. We hear Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Noble Drew Ali, Marcus Garvey, Mona Harris, Sister Mona Harris, Maya Angelou with her writing style and her nurturing love and the writing skills. Several other women like Mother Sophia Stewart. So these people who we take in all that information and put it together and tie it all in together, because Tahuti said tie it all in together. Tahuti said tie it all in together, man. Diamond made from coal, they say, right? Diamond made from carbon, they say. But if you look at the element chart, diamond is like everything comes from the sun. Diamonds come from the sun. They are the sun's vibration slowed down to a real slow frequency. Crystals, the same thing. Because on this side, we start with hydrogen 1. Hydrogen 1, they said, right? But it's really -1. Then you go up the element chart on this side till you get to the coal, carbon or whatever. Then gold, silver, all up on this side of the element chart. As you get heavy on the element chart, that's alchemy. And the high power alchemists, the ones that did in that stuff, which is once you learn how to do it, you could be a target. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get to it though. Know how to turn that gold into, like silver into gold and shit like that. They know how to do that. They know how to take a $10, the killer clowns. The killer clowns know how to take a $10 bill and turn it into 100. Losing alchemy. They get that as a key when they become 33rd degree killer clowns. But usually you don't have to do number 3 to become a clown. That's how it was. Now they recently did that once most of the clowns started going down. So they made it where you only got to do 3, which is how it originally was. But then at first it was you got to have a double eagle, the double-headed phoenix, which they stole from us out of ancient Kemet. They stole that from Tahuti. They always stealing from Tahuti. Where else they gonna get it from? I mean, you can't think of shit Tahuti ain't already thought of. Tell me, man. Who else they gonna get it from? He is the thought train on this frequency. Yeah, so like I say, for people coming in, we talking about who is Tahuti, and we breaking it down, what he do in the background, how all the mathematical sequences that you got, like high level shit. You ever go to like watch one of them movies and they have one of them scientists in the room like he crazy with a chalkboard all around the room, and it got like a whole bunch of mathematical problems on it, and you see a person like he's still trying to figure it out and shit. Yeah, that's how Tudi is. Tahuti's always doing mathematical sequences, and he always taking notes. Like we say, all high power alchemists take notes. You know what I'm saying? The Rainbow Project. Yeah. So on that note, on it's part of the plan, man. It's part of the plan to just call it, keep the distraction going. But we ain't worried about that no more. Something about Cuba though. Something about Tahuti say something about Cuba. Could it be that Cuba is a piece of a part of Atlantis, the old Atlantis that didn't get sunk? Because it's right there, like by the big red where Atlantis was, close right in the vicinity, right by the Bermuda Triangle. And then they wanted for their Castro out of there. The other guy, the Cuban Revolution. We're gonna put it together. There's some pieces that I know Raw got that we make it put together. Oh yeah, what else I was gonna tell you? So shout out Sunrise in the building, man. Yeah, man, we live with Courtside Seats, part 2 really, with Tahuti. Just so the game was for Tahuti to spread the message, get the humans so where they could become the Tharus, gods they self. Well, they don't need no God no more. Because it's like this. They say we are the children of God. All right. So yeah, we was once children of God, but now we adults. Okay, so like if you got children, your children gonna be under your supervision until they old enough to take care of themselves. And then once they able to take care of themselves and go out and get their own apartment and they got their own car and their own job and they pay their own bills, now they grown ups. Now I still don't mean you don't have to take advice from your parents and be mean to your parents because you got some money, like NBA young boy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, nah, don't do that. What we saying is you're grown up and you supposed to be ready to take control of your own house, which is the planet Earth. Key, Tiamat. People don't like that. Water ball, blue rock. Nigga, what you don't like? What you like about it? We can give you all the names. Gaga, because it depends on who pronouncing it. Key, and some people just a pyramid with a circle on the top. In telepathic language. What your thoughts, Dave? War in Israel is like we said. If you ain't watched the tape, stay out their way. Go check out that tape, stay out their way. And it's about it's a short flash just on the screen for you. That's what it's about. Religion, man, and dogma, morals and dogma. That's what it's about. Go read the Fat Man's Letter by Aaron Pike. Go read Fat Man's Letter by Aaron Pike, man. While the Zionists, Jews, war. See, look, like I told y'all, the title is "Stay Out Their Way." That's all you gotta do. Watch that tape. It tell you in subtle words Everything you need to be on. You know what I'm saying? In subtle words. We gotta be said like that, you know? Yeah, I can get my H2O on, man. Yeah, so this is water right here that we found. Damn, I'm lit. Yeah, so we're still talking about who is Tahuti and courtside seats with Tahuti. Yeah, so when ancient Kemet, we taught people how to make beer. The Anunnakis were making beer. We taught them how to mix different chemicals together to make cleaning products and products that can bring people back to life. There's certain products out here that can bring people back to life because you got to keep in mind this. As Tahuti is the one that pointed it out that this is about alkaline versus acidics. Now let's talk a little alchemy. But people don't think that Young is soft in the game. But let's talk a little alchemy. Now, anybody that familiar with batteries, the recent batteries, car batteries. In these car batteries, they have what they call acid. Now, when somebody spills acid on the ground, and they have if you work in the automotive department, or if you work in a place where they said like like AutoZone or something, you know about these things, the people that work at these type of jobs. When that battery acid spilled on the floor, what do they give you to neutralize the acid? Hey, somebody drop in the chat. Let's see how smart people is. Because we're dealing with acidic, that's negative. Say we can go to -10, but it's negative. Let's say -7, and then we get to neutral is in the middle, which is a 7, and then you go to 8, +8, going up. No, not no dirt. That's close. Dirt can probably neutralize it, but it ain't gonna neutralize it completely. Yeah, that's right. You saying it right, Rainbow. But it's really like baking soda. Yeah, that's right. I will maintain. They pour baking soda on it. Cause why? Baking soda is a neutralizer. So we're dealing with neutral, right? We're dealing with neutral. We're dealing with positive and negative, and we're dealing with neutral. So this goes back to the atoms. Atoms, when you break atoms down, you got electrons, you got protons, and you got neutrons. So this is the basic when you're dealing with you're dealing with the elements. This is the basic things you need to know, and it's based off of 3: up, round, and up, down, and around. Solid, liquid, gas, plasma, past, present, future. Right? 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. God and the devil, and that sits in between. Right? The confused. So it's always 3 in this 3-dimensional world. And it's on our way back to the atom. Then you can even go inside of that and break that down into parts, which the master teacher pointed that out when he goes into the biap, the quart, and the zillion. And then we go into the peons, which they say if you're a small, weak thing, they say you're a peon. But keep in mind, in high power alchemy, all high power alchemists know that the smallest things carry the most power. Yeah, they put the baking soda on now. So the sugar, keep in mind, sugar is acid. It turns into acid. So on your teeth, sugar turns into acid. So if you want to neutralize the sugar on your teeth, what do you use? Baking soda. That's why they but they don't. What they're giving you is fluoride in the toothpaste now, and this fluoride is acidic. So they play games. So you eat your candy, but you brush your teeth every time you eat that candy afterwards with baking soda to neutralize the acid. So that's alchemy right there. Brushing your teeth. So alchemy can just be always there to brushing your damn teeth. Brushing your teeth could be an art form. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas brush their teeth a certain ways. I seen one dude took 25 minutes for him brushing his teeth. He brushed his teeth for a long time, and then he gargled like I never seen him, like he like he was choking himself for like 5 or 10 minutes. I said, damn, bro, that dude there really getting in when he talking about brushing the teeth. It's an art form, martial arts, which we had in ancient Kemet, which they got it from us. That's the Mantu art form. It's an art form. Anything that's doing a form. That's why Tahuti he good with his hands. So I think you're gonna step up to Tahuti and put hands on Tahuti, man, you crazy. He fast, and that shit that Bruce Lee do, that shit is cupcake compared to what Tahuti he can move. Tahuti will flip up. You saw them niggas that when they in them movies, in them karate movies where a nigga jump up off the ground, and jump on top of a building and shit. So Tahuti could do that, and then he could be invisible because you think that they made that shit up with Mortal Kombat? Nah, man, them beings on Mortal Kombat, we was fighting the Anarchists. We were fighting against those people. Those people were the 200 fallen angels. Like Goru, he was one of the captains. Goru, one of the captains. The nigga with the 4 arms. Because some of these beings, these 200 Gigis, these 300 Gigis, some of them niggas had 4 arms. And they was from a particular planet. Goru was a prince from a planet. They came here on Nubaru, and they got put off on Mars. I'm telling you, man. And they invaded Earth and started taking women. That's why you got Siamese twins born. But they were taking these Hindus and shit in the land of Nod. Where you got Siamese twins, people born joined together. They come from these people coming down in Genesis chapter 6. But yeah, Tahuti good with his hands. And that the kick and all that shit. Yeah, Tahuti know how to kick ass. He'll open up a can of whoop ass. Tahuti. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. But he usually like to talk his way out of shit though and make niggas laugh. And usually he could talk. He usually do like 95% of the time. He usually talk people out of whatever if they want to do something bad. Cause he always got some shit that gonna make you think when he said. I'm telling you, bro. Or twice of what you about to do. Oh yeah, the little green man, Rainbow. The little green man. You don't want to mess with the little green man. The little green man is the Troglodytes or the Meldekians. They're the primitives. They're a little aggressive and they might eat you. They might eat you and yeah. Or they might well, they ain't into that. They don't like humans. They might eat you. I'm almost guaranteed they're gonna eat you if you get in contact with them guys. Because they don't like humans. But the gray guys and the brownish looking guys, some of them cool. The ones from Zados Roticuli. Most of them cool. A lot of them cool from Zados. But the ones from Orion, them the ones you gotta watch. The Orion Crusaders, the marker beings. Them some aggressive little suckers. That's some aggressive little suckers right there. And they the ones that's doing the adopting of the cows and shit. Them beings. Says Rainbow, what the aliens say? It says, where are these beings now? Which particular beings? The grays? Because it's different. It's about 70 to 80 different species of different grays. Some of them, they got bases set up under the under the ocean in Michigan. I mean, under the Great Lakes, in the Great Lakes in Michigan. Get you a boat, go out in the middle of Lake Michigan in the night. You'll see it come. They'll see them flying up out of there. That's just one base they got. They got bases in Africa. They got bases in Roswell, New Mexico. Down, they got bases down in New Mexico. Bases down in South America. They got bases under the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean, and they got a base in the center of the Earth, where most of them where they land their crafts at. And they got a base on Mars, and they got a base on the moon. These guys are the main guys that's really left in charge as protection. They the real one. They the ones you calling the angels. They're one of the ones you calling the angels. For my Bible guys. You know what I'm saying? These beings, and they protecting the planet because it's a treaty. It's a treaty that was made with this planet for protection. It's called a protected treaty planet, confederated planets. And your planet is not the only planet on that list. It's several other planets that's being protected by these same beings. And like I say, people go out and they say, "Oh yeah, well these were the Asgards." But the Asgards and the Greys really are different. Even though the Asgards are the first type of Greys, but they ain't really Greys. The Asgards were the gray shell you see is only like an avatar for them. They looked at more humanoid at first. So they look more human in their light bodies. They look more human in shape, like arm, legs, head, like a star. 5-pointed, 6-pointed stars, and light bodies. He says, I read in there was a mass adoption of white children because they had clean their blood. Yeah, that's true, Ascension. Also, too, to add to that, they set up a project where they were trying to mix their seed with these beings, and like keep in mind, certain species they classify as still on the animal chart. That's why they really don't do newbies. Well, they might go over your head. Another thing, so they started this breeding process where they were making pretty much their own species because they want to evolve their people too. They want to evolve their species. So that's why they're coming here studying Earth humans and taking DNA and all that because they suffer. One particular species suffer from a particular thing. And they said that they humans in the future that suffer from like radiation or something like that that caused them to have a defect, and they're trying to fix that defect. And so they were allowed to adopt they made a deal with Eisenhower and the Majestic 12, they start talking like that, they want to, but 1952 made the deal with these beings, and they got allowed to adopt a certain amount of people in order to get that. And they really it turns out they was eating most of the people, getting their DNA and fetuses and eating them. So, yeah. And they set up a base in Macon, Georgia. They was allowed to set up a base in Macon, Georgia before they moved it to Puerto Rico and then to Texas, West Texas, where it's like a desert, going towards Amarillo and all that. Yeah, so those guys, those are the bad guys, the guys that made the deal, and they started adopting those people and mixing and making this new species, like part gray, part humanoid beings, and some of them started to get hair, and they kept doing over every decade. They're keep upgrading the species to where they look more and more and more and more human. To now, grays looking human people are walking amongst you, and they was doing this shit way before Bible said that Elijah Muhammad was a gray. So that's how you know that they was mixing. They was already mixing with the humans before Elijah Muhammad was born. You can tell. You know what I'm saying. You can tell the people that look like grays. My grandma got gray in her. I'm telling you. My grandma Nano, my dad's grandma. They look like cats. They look like the cats because the gray. If you look at a gray and you look at a cat face, you can see the connection between the gray and the cats and the feline beings. You can see it, man. I'm telling you, bro. So it's all mixed up into the DNA because we got 23 different strands. The cats, the feline, the reptilians, right? The reptilians, the nomos, the plant beings, the Anunnakis. All these genes are mixed in to create the human. That's why we superior, man. We the most like the humans, the people that gonna make the shift. We the most superior race in the universe at this point. That's why we being watched like this because we got all the races mixed in into our genetics. We a new experiment. We got Anunnakis. They're supposed to be the best. We got them mixed in. We got the Natharus. We got the plant beings, the best of the plants, the best of the every species mixed in. And how did you I knew since I was younger, and just had this energy, man, to where I knew that what I was supposed to do since I was a kid. And then about 12 years old, I started getting visits. They tried to kill me several times by I tried to get killed almost about several times by reptilians. They tried to drown me one time, tried to run my car off the road another time, right? And then probably about 17, 19, that's when I started to realize, okay, all right, boom, what I'm supposed to be doing. And then once I figured out what I was doing and all the shit lined up with everything that Bible said, when I met the master teacher, probably like about 20. Well, I didn't meet him personally. I realized, I came to the realization of who he was, that he my uncle. There's some, because when I heard his voice, I was like, man, I know this dude. This dude is some kin to me in spiritual realm. And I'm close to him. And we family. I know this, you know what I'm saying? That's what gravitated me towards Baba. And then as time went on, boom, somebody sent me an image, you know, and then the image just stuck with me. I got a picture of me when I was the age that they got the picture of me in the Holy Tablets. And I'm not talking about Tammuz, I'm talking about Haru, right? Tammuz, you gotta keep in mind, because like these periods, some of them are going on at the same time. Some of the periods and the names, it's all the same people. It's all the same people. You know what I'm saying? And you remember different things. But I saw images of me and my mother and the way my mother is, right, in this life and in the other lives. And man, I'm just protected. I'm protected. And my work speaks for itself. Nobody else is putting out and came behind Baba, and Baba pretty much laid it out. But we coming in the way we dropping it and putting it together. The last scragglers are getting it. The last people, the street niggas, the real street niggas, and everybody really getting it right now. Everybody going saying, man, we our own gods. We really our own gods now. People can't scare you no more into a religion or something, you know, whatever it may be, that they're trying to sell you their God, sell you some God. Now some of us are children of the people who they saying is gods. And they gods because it's chart God is, like guardians. They are guardians until at least that's what they said. Because they act like we were children that found a gun or found the matches or something. And you notice they left the planet alone until Ashtar Command stepped in. See, when Ashtar Command stepped in, that's when people had to come back and start stepping in. Because Ashtar Command violated, man. They violated galactic law when they stepped in and gave and the certain groups of grays, the particular ones, the Crusaders, who stepped in and gave them that nuclear technology. When they did that, and then Ashtar Command stepped in and gave Hitler certain shit, other beings that were on the good side had to step in and start putting shit out too, to counteract what they put out, right? Keep the balance. So yeah, but if you notice, technology is steady speeding up, and a lot of the technology that they get now is old shit still that Tahuti wrote down in books. Like the helicopter, Tahuti drew a whole layout on how to build a helicopter piece by piece. How you think that when they invaded ancient Kemet and then they set up the Vatican, they came to America and set up the military arm of the Vatican Church, DC, the military, and they start creating all these new types of helicopters and all that because they got the books from ancient Kemet, from Tahuti, and them drawing all the different styles of helicopters that they built. And they make it even matters even crazier. They again and name these helicopters after Native American tribes like Apache and Chinook. You know, it's the Shinnecox and this and that, right? But Tahuti had already put the flying machine. How you think the Wright brothers didn't invent no flying machine? They was the 32nd, 33rd degree Freemasons who got a chance to go to the Vatican and see the books that Tahuti did the layouts in. And they went out and with photographic memory because they were smart and they really were Venerians, children of Venerians, the Wright brothers. The ones that said they built the airplane, get up out of here. Tahuti and them already had the airplane drove out and laid out in ancient Kemet. And before then, when Inky really was the one that built the shit way back to smuggle gold. That's how the yachts and the ships and the planes got built. Some of them got built because Inky needed a better way to smuggle gold without the other Anarchies and Enlil finding out. So he created the submarine that can go underwater and be undetected. And nobody would see him. He just go underwater, deliver the gold over there, and come back underwater. That's why when they say, if you go read the stories of these Aztecs, some of their stories is about this great fish god type being. Because keep in mind, Inky was a Dragonian. That's come up out the water, and he came bringing this or that and gifts and all that. Yeah, they got the storyline over there in when they was telling the storyline over there in Cosmere, right, about the great fish god, the great god of the water. They're talking about Inky, right, who used submarines to smuggle gold. And then he used yachts as well. He was using the yachts first, and they caught on to that. Then he had to go to the submarines. Then they caught on to that. Then he had to go to flying these fast types of aircrafts, like a jet. He started creating jets that can fly real fast. And then eventually, Earth-2 got a hold of that technology, and they started putting bombs on, attaching bombs to it. So, and if you read in the Bible, some of the Revelations and some of the wars of God, right? You read about this types of crafts, but they turned it into whirlwinds, and they turned it into different types of other creatures because they couldn't understand what it was. Yeah, the Pope Fish Hat is dealing with the Nomos, teaching of the sun, the motion of the sun, and teaching the people against the Anarchies' wish, because they were mad at the Anarchies, teaching the humans about the motions of the sun and the time of their planet and all that. And then later turns into Christianity. And it's brought to the West to give us hope and faith and belief while they take our gold and control center square. Yeah. So, but it goes all the way back to Christianity is an ancient Kemetic religion. Matter of fact, all religions are ancient Kemetics. even Hinduism, because the ancient Egyptians are Hindus. Tell me, man. So here we go with the hey man, look, I'm just telling you, look, for my Bible guys, we can't make fun of the little kids. We can't make fun of the little kids and people that we can't make fun of babies. We gotta treat them like a baby. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. White. We gotta be humble. We gotta be humble, bro. So yeah, Tahuti, he always smell good. We always look good, and we always, doing some work, some alchemy on the land. But to make a long story short, we originally set up everything, but the brothers of the darkness wanted to prevent it. The reptilians, they need this. The reptilians really had rightful claim to the planet because it's a reptilian planet. So what we've been assigned to do is come to teach amongst people and see which ones are you on a certain level, and we will recognize our children from that point, and we'll be able to take them up out of here before the end of the deadline of the treaty, which ends in 2043. It really ends in 2030, but we got a 13-year deadline to pull our children up out of here. Everybody else, if you ain't reptilians, you fair game. You fair game, man. Anybody else gonna be fair game, unless you assigned to be a caretaker of the planet by these beings, these reptilians. Everybody else they gonna try to get rid of. Yeah, keep in mind, Commando, the Egyptian term is a loose term, like American. Got a whole bunch of different races calling themselves American. Really, we didn't call ourselves Egyptians. The word Egyptos, in one perspective, means bondage. Another perspective, it was a term that the children used in ancient Kemet to make fun of the Hyksos, who had, when they came into our land, got the burnt face. And they used to say, Egyptos, Egyptos, burnt face, burnt face. But they never call ourselves Egyptians. So the word Egyptian really, like I say, another perspective is that there were several different species that could be classified as ancient Egyptians. The oldest species that can be classified as ancient Egyptians is the Twa man. And they older than the Dagons, the Dogons. The Twa man is the oldest. The next, and the Twa man go all the way back before the Sphinx was there. The Twa man was here when the Anunnakis was here. Yeah, the Twa man. And then the Sands man come a little bit later, and they can be classified as Egyptian. And the Bantu, who's a mix between the two, can be classified as ancient Egyptian. And the Dogons don't come till later. But the Dogons can be classified as ancient Egyptians. The Phoenicians, which were like the Watusis, they can be classified as ancient Egyptian. You got the Afar people, which is like they really Somalians. They Hindu mix. The real cream of the crop that was before we came over here and did the last mixing. The real cream of the crop in ancient Kemet was the Sabines, the Afar people. They were a high level mix, raw family. And then them people came over to America and became known as the Shoshone, like a mirror tribe. And they began mixing. It was a melting pot over here. Dogons, everybody came over here. Watusis, Hoshin, the Chinese, but they were dark skinned Chinese. I'm gonna eat me some ginger. Somebody just telling me to eat ginger right now. Eat some ginger. Eat raw ginger, just chew it. Yeah, so got me some ginger on my salad. Yeah, so they like it was a whole bunch of melt. It's a melting pot over here. We are the finishing product in America. The Negroes of America are the finished product of the ultimate people. But we've been put through the fire, and a lot of people didn't make it. A lot of bloodlines still not gonna make it. They dying off now because they didn't have children, and then they didn't teach their children so that their children could be smarter than them. You always got to make your children smarter than you. So that way, when your children grow up and have children, they can teach them to be smarter than them, and it just keep developing over every generation. But a lot of people didn't do that, and crack, cocaine played a part in trying to cut that off on a lot of people. Getting their intelligence passed down, natural intelligence, natural common sense. What's going to really happen in 4043? We as Riskians, as people who live on Nubaru, will be out of reach to go to the vortex. And the last vortex open, well, not the last vortex, but the vortex open in 2043 that we can be out of here, back to our business, and let this planet have another 3,600 years till we come back. But we're here to get our people, and our people is going to go out and do other jobs and other businesses and set up other things in the universe, in the galaxy. We are being trained. We are gods in training, man. Ready to take over our own galaxy, your own star system. You're here to learn emotional and pain and all these different frequencies that hurt, we say. They hurt. Pain, hate, all these frequencies. These lower vibrational, all them lower vibrational frequencies, fear, pain, desire, hurt, heartbreak, sorrow. These type of things, those low frequency vibrational things. And usually it's dealing to what we eat too, because acidics make you hallucinate. So we eat acidic foods, we starting to hallucinate. And then we start to get emotional and crying and sad. And so think about that meat that we eat, right? The meat, how did that meat die? Did that meat die sad? And when you eat that meat, you get sad energy into your acidic, so to your body. Them cows die real mad. They blow their brains out. Chicken, they shock him and then chop his head clean off. Shock him with electricity. So that chicken was mad when he died. He was sad. Yeah, so acidics cause you got, like I say, it's a white as far as the alkaline chart. You know what I'm saying? Like you got acidics down to the 7, then you go up, go up to neutral, and you go up to alkaline, like I said on this jug right here, the pH level, the potential hydrogen. Right? See alkaline potential hydrogen on this jug. So we're talking in that thing too. That it all ties in together. Tahuti say ties it in together. To the chakras, and you're going from the root chakra, the red chakra, all the way up to the crown chakra, the purple chakra, right? So these colors on the root chakras, on the chakras, it's the same colors as the alkaline chart. And the green light is the heart chakra. So when you lower your frequency to the root chakra, you become emotional and unstable, an unstable molecule. You know what I'm saying? So I guarantee you, man, eat some salad for a couple of days, and lay off some meat, and eat you some salad. You know what I'm saying? And start eating alkaline food, and see that all of your emotional problems will start to fade away. A lot of your emotional problems that you go through and mentally will fade away if you start eating more alkaline, more vegetables and things that got nutrients. Because they mostly, I just watching this thing where they said they mostly using the food and they taking out the nutrients and leaving the just the leftovers and then processing it, man. On that boat for 7 days, we was eating that process. It seemed like they most of their food processed now. It ain't the same no more on the boat. Cause my body can't wait to get the hell out of there. Telling you, it ain't that simple, Commando. This rules. Everybody got to follow the rules, even the anarchists. So you can't step in and do interference. Interference is against galactic law. If you're a higher dimensional being, vibrating from the fourth and higher, you can't come down to the third. And only assistance that they can offer, uh, besides actually incarnating like we did now, right? Because we incarnated here, us anarchies. And then some people don't like that. They like, well, we are the Star Rules now. Yeah, we the upgrade of the anarchies. We anarchies upgrade. Anarchies on steroids. You know, the Natharus, the Najarus, right? So it ain't that easy. A new just can't say this and that. You gotta keep in mind when a new came here to get the gold, he had to make a deal with the Reptilian to get the gold, to have Inky. Inky came by way of that treaty, right? That a new made with the people to get the gold. So he don't got a new is not the guy that's over the planet. Now he is over his people, and some of us are his people. We his family. A lot of y'all, really, a lot of y'all are. If you came down from Noah, putting the fish to him. So he is responsible for his people. And God gonna take his people up out of here. The people that's ready. After we've been schooling them for 1,000 years, which seemed like a day. We only put a small percentage out so far. Got a long way to go. Oh, I see White Falcon guy. Why you say that, White Falcon? Your black hole. That's just funny. Hey, but I understand what you're saying though, because we take in perspectives, White Falcon. I understand what you're saying about the root chakra of the black hole. I can see that because it's all light frequencies is but you gotta keep this in mind too. Black holes trap light, so you can be a trapped soul like Bryson Tiller and be trapped in your root chakra. And it's dealing with its emotions. Your emotions is unstable. That's what I say. Like, but I'm telling you, White. A big part of that is what we eat. That's acidics, sugar. And keep in mind, these beans, these bug guys, who jump in your body and take over, and you call them parasites or whatever. They crave sugar and salt. They need to survive. It's their food source. Acidics. Yeah, so we've been on an hour, man. We got any more questions? I don't know if this dude's just a funny guy or what, man. Maybe he's a comedian. I think White Falcon might be a comedian. He might be a comedian, bro. So we don't see what he got to say now. We're gonna see what he got to say now. Hey, so we got any more questions, man, before we get up out of here, man? It's getting late. When we oh yeah, hey, I might do that tomorrow, man. Get it done. We'll break down some more of the case. That's a good idea. how he broke galactic law. Hey, we're about to get up out of here, man, because I'm gonna eat this salad real quick. We just want to bring that to you, man. You know, stay up, stay moving. It's almost over with. No, not personally. Uh, to me, everything that Bible taught, the people that he was supposed to teach, it was in their DNA. And that when they heard Bible said, they knew it was true. Like when he said that them anarchists were real, I knew it was true. And he seen them, we know it in my spirit. I knew that when he said he got abducted and all that, because the same thing happened to me. He was the only one that made sense of all of the shit. The only one. Then, like I say, Elijah helped out when he started talking a little bit, but they wanted to know, like, talking about UFOs and shit in the 50s and 60s. They damn sure were probably calling you crazy back then. You know, Roger Mama got arrested for it. He got arrested for talking about UFOs by the government, by the president, and the FBI, the killer clowns. A lot, man. A lot. The last time was this Saturday. Just passed. This Saturday just passed. They had a big dinner where somebody came out and talked for a long time. We ate, and then I came back. Yeah, so they had a big dinner on this Saturday on Nugaru. So that's recently, man. We were all white and gold. And we were gold, man. But I'm about to get up out of here, man. Peace and hair grease.
Never have it been made so clear.